I guess we arrived. Hello, everyone. How are you feeling today? Good? Nice? Good to know. So, welcome. Today we are going to celebrate entrepreneurship and the wonderful journey you have enjoyed so far. I am Isabel Carapeta, and I will be your host for today. You know the event. Today is the culmination of the journey that you've had so far. So the Investors Day. So a round of applause just to start and to warm up to our investors. Thank you, Tasha. I loved the way that you clapped. So there were 6 boot camps, more than 20 mentors, more than 70 mentoring sessions. That's a lot. We received more than 200 applications, and you guys are the 8 chosen startups from a pool of 20 that were running against you. How do you feel about it? Great. Okay, do you want to speak about it? Yeah. There is a mic. There are like 3 more mics.
Is it working? Yes.
It is working.
Thank you very much. We've had a great time. My name is Nicholas. I'm from winetourism.com, and we're happy to be among the finalists. I thought the workshops were very well run and professional and valuable, so it's an honor for us to be here.
Where are you from, Nicholas?
I'm from Stockholm, Sweden.
That's nice. Long journey. How are you finding Lisbon?
Excellent. We've had the bacalhau already. So we know most of what there is to know, I think. We're basically Portuguese.
That's good. That's good. Welcome to the country.
Thank you.
I hope you are enjoying. Who wants to take the mic after and tell me what you had for lunch?
Yeah. I'll also say, finally, we had some great wine. That's going to be relevant to our pitch later.
That might be relevant for our presentation.
Yes.
Yes. No one. Don't let me standing alone. Come on. I know you want to speak. Are you from the same company? Okay. Hello.
Hello, my name is Marcus from Galvendi, and I can only join in. I mean, it's fantastically run, and we had a great lunch. I didn't try the bacalhau, but because I don't eat fish, but all my other fellow colleagues, or some of them, had it, and it was apparently delicious, right? Anyway, we're looking forward to it. There's not much to add, but thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you so much for coming and for being part of the event. I also don't eat fish, so I'm going to advise you a super cool restaurant afterwards where you can try bacalhau in a vegan way, okay? So thank you for coming. The room is full with amazing people. And we are going to celebrate the ideas that you've had, the accomplishments that you've received. But first, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to invite someone very special to the stage. They're going to present an amazing video that's going to show you a part of what you've been part of. Very warm. Before we begin with the fun part, and before I sit and enjoy my favorite part, which is having startups pitching for investors and you feeling nervous and anxious and getting investment, and that's so much fun. I would like to thank you guys, the startups, for coming here and for participating in this journey. I know it's been difficult, I guess, but yeah, I don't know if you know it, but it's being chosen from so many amazing applications that we have is already such a great prize, and I want you guys to feel proud of yourselves and for the journey you've had so far. I also would like to thank Turismo de Portugal for being our sponsor and for always being with us throughout the journey. This is the 7th edition of the program that we have together, so I can only be grateful for what we've accomplished so far. As I said before, the event culminates with the investors coming and joining us, so I would like to get a round of applause now presenting the investors to Pedro Cunha from Portugal Ventures. From Lisbon Business Club, we have Isabel Neves. Olisipo Way is represented by Tosha. And Bárbara Leão de Carvalho is joining us from 3XP Global. Pedro Ramalho Carlos from Schilling is going to join us as soon as he can, and we'll get there. As I said, Discoveries is a program that's going in the 7th edition. We accelerate already more than 100 startups, which is amazing for such a small program and from such a small country as Portugal. We are present in 26 countries, which is also amazing. And it all started in a small office near the river, by the river, in Oeiras. So I would like to ask António Lucena de Faria to join me and present, hello, Fábrica de Startups.
I don't think I need a mic. If you can hear me, let me know.
We need the mic because of the
We do. Okay, then I'll use the mic, no problem. Okay. Well, first of all, again, thank you very much for being here today. It's been, I think, 12 years now since we started Fábrica de Startups, and it's been a crazy ride. And it's been also very, well, for me, it's been an honor to be in charge of this project and having such an amazing team working with us, and also having the partners that we have and the people that have helped us being in these events, making the difficult decision of who is the best. It's always good when I'm not involved in that decision, because for me, you are all the best. You really are. I'm one of these people that believes that entrepreneurship is what we need the most. I really believe that our world to evolve needs people like you. And I cannot congratulate you enough for the courage of starting your ventures. Of course, in this case, your ventures are all focused on tourism, which is for us here in Portugal, and I think for many countries in the world, such an important industry. And we have the pleasure of seeing the evolution of so many startups from the very first edition of Discoveries, 7 years ago until today. And I'm so proud today to be here and have the opportunity to hear again your pitches and know that you will get out of this event even stronger than when you came in, and that you will keep going that path. And if the path is not of the total success that you wish, you still are going to earn a lot. And even if the first one doesn't work, the second has a good chance also of being a big success. If it's not the second, try it again, and you will make it. You will make it, I know. So thank you very much, especially for the entrepreneurs here, and also, of course, for all of you here on the first row. We are all my friends, as you know. You know me for many years, and it's been a great thing to have you here helping us. And for my team, for Marta, for Lara, for Sarah, for Diana, for José, and for the Margarida that is not here today because she is going through contributing for a better world by providing us with another person. And everyone else in the group that is also a shareholder of Fabrica Startups. To my two founders initially, to João Talon and Martin Avilés Figueiredo, that believed in me in the beginning. And so it's really fantastic. I'm so happy to be here today, and I hope that you share with us that happiness and that you are successful because you deserve it. Okay, you really do. Okay, thank you very much, and look forward to hear your pitches. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio, not only for the words, but for what you are doing for the Portuguese entrepreneurship ecosystem, but also for the Europe's, right? Without further ado, I'm going to invite to the stage Upmarket. They are streamlining hospitality operations to boost revenue. So everyone they're doing what every hotel needs. And yeah, the stage is yours.
Right. Thank you.
You have 3 minutes.
All right, so hi everyone. My name is Shani. I'm extremely happy to be here today with all the hard work that's been done so far from everyone. So I hope you'll enjoy, of course, our pitches on behalf of everyone. So can I get the, yeah. All right. So I'd like to tell you today about how us at Upmarket, how we tap the untapped potential of guest journeys in an industry that's worth over 100 billion euros per year. No. I'll tell you that as soon as the deck moves. It's this button, right?
It was off.
I apologize.
We will start like 3 minutes. So just test it, please.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, you can start.
All right. It's great to be first, isn't it? It's really good. Yeah. All right. So, like I mentioned, I'm going to tell you today about how we unlock the potential of guest journeys in the hospitality industry. So, first of all, as a lot of you know, guests these days are looking for highly personalized and very unique experiences. At the same time, hospitality businesses report that they are unable to deliver these experiences. The reason is it's extremely complex, it's time-consuming, and they don't have the tech they need to deliver those experiences. The impact is huge. With guest satisfaction being low, repeat business is impacted. The amount of direct bookings is extremely low, at only 2%, and up to 25% of revenue is lost on missed upselling and cross-selling opportunity. This translates to billions every year across the globe. The solution, of course, is Upmarket. We are a guest journey orchestration platform. What does that actually mean? We help hospitality businesses create, manage, and automate their guest journey. Doing that enables them to deliver more revenue at far less work. So how do we do that? At the core of our solution, we have a unified omni-channel platform that enables them to communicate with their guests on any platform they want to. That platform is powered by AI. Our generative AI is able to deliver the right message to the right guest at the right time, delivering recommendations, delivering information, delivering anything the guest needs at the time they need it. On the other hand, we also allow businesses to connect with local businesses and resell and introduce those businesses to their guests. Through our intelligent upselling solution, we are able to serve those to the right guests at the right time. Our AI, specifically, looks at a lot of information from a lot of different sources. So PMSs, OTAs, local providers, etc. We are able, in a few minutes, to deliver a fully integrated AI concierge along with a guest app. We do this across the entire journey, all the way from pre-booking, where we enable guests to interact with our chat online, all the way to the end of the journey. In that process, we deliver additional information, we deliver upsells, and we drive a lot of revenue. We have an attractive fee model, basically a SaaS model, and we intend to introduce an additional commission-based fee. The market, like I mentioned, is huge, 100 billion a year in upsells and in direct bookings. We are extremely well positioned in this market, and the reason is that while there are a lot of competitors, none of them actually deliver what the clients look for, which is an automated, highly personalized solution that delivers an amazing, really good guest experience, which is very easy to implement. Our results in Portugal were extremely good. We started our demo here along with a paid pilot earlier this year. We have processed over 2,000 guest check-ins and have achieved an NPS score of 4.5. All of that while reducing the work by 80%. We've been able to grow our customer base and able to grow our revenue base by 60 and 100%.
We are running out of time.
Okay, I will wrap up. Not a problem. We have an ambitious growth plan. We intend to double down on our Portuguese success, build over 30 integrations, key integration with partners, and in the end reach a 1 million ARR by the end of next year. So if you would like to be a part of this winning team, this has already built experiences for over 1 million shoppers and over 2 billion in gross bookings for Uber. Please join us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? And take this clicker, please, away after what it did to me.
Jury, now you have 7 minutes to ask as many questions as you'd like.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice. Quick questions. You said our generative AI, what does that mean?
So we leverage AI, essentially AI that is able to...
What AI?
Which AI?
OpenAI?
We use OpenAI currently, but not only.
Okay. What's your go-to-market strategy? So how are you going to get the clients? And how you got those that you already have?
So these customers actually came from my own personal network, a lot of them here in Portugal that I had.
Cheating.
That is not cheating. That is how you get things off the ground.
It's good.
With 10 fingers. But no, we currently actually use AI as a sales channel. So we reach out on an automated way to businesses. We send the messages over WhatsApp, and when they reply, we have basically an AI bot that schedules the meetings for us, and that's when we jump in.
Okay. You also say you upsell the services. You bring the services you upsell to the clients, to your clients, right?
We bring them, but we also allow them to bring their own, which is more important.
So it means you need to gather these services that you will upsell. How do you do that?
We do. We have that basically through partners that we have here in Portugal. So we started in the Algarve. We have partners there, and from there we started growing.
So we're talking like boat trips and...
Mostly at this point, transfers. But also, yeah, we have boat trips, private chefs, cleaning, extra cleaning, that kind of stuff.
Just 2 more questions, quick. You have a SaaS and a fee. Why don't you choose one?
No, we currently have just a SaaS fee.
And you want to get to the
We would like to introduce the commissions as we scale.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like the fee much more. Last question. You said your competitors don't do a lot of stuff. I saw the table. Mainly it's because they don't use AI, right? Because all of the things that you are better is because you have AI. You're faster, more personalized, etc.
AI is definitely part of it, but we're also the only ones that enable an AI plus a guest app in one package and make those two things complementary. Yeah. With that, you can actually deliver value that you can't deliver just with AI or just with a guest app.
Yeah, the risk I see is that are they working with AI now and they will introduce that in the next 2 months? So like 2 months after I invest?
No, we don't think that's actually, I mean, it's always a risk, of course, but by then our AI is already, of course, progressing, right? We're investing progressively. We have a lot of customers that only use AI for that. So we think we're going to maintain that edge as we go along.
That's it.
Sorry. How much is the fee that your customers pay?
We charge a progressive fee, meaning that larger customers, of course, pay less, but generally customers would pay around 10 euros per month per property. Property can also be a room. So that the average hotel would pay roughly 500 euros.
How much?
Per month.
Sorry?
500 euros per month.
500 per month.
Yeah. So 50 room hotel would pay 500 per month. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
How many hotels do you have?
We currently work with 5 boutique hotels and 3 large hotels. So 5 boutiques and 3 large, scale hotels.
One of the promises that you give to your customers is that you will increase their revenue by taking over additional revenue and getting, let's say, more repeat visits, etc. On the pilot that you have you been able to prove? Because you mentioned that you've grown, but what was the effect for your customers?
So in the pilot, we didn't gather enough data to be able to really succinctly say, okay, we improve it by X%. But when you break it down, we did see 15%, so 15% increase in direct bookings, which is extremely significant for any business that drives any type of volume to their platform. And that was one of the main selling points also that we go with now for additional customers. In addition, the reduction in work and the improvement in guest satisfaction, which we did measure, were meaningful enough to make businesses convinced that it will help them with future business.
I'm curious to know how much are you going to invest in marketing and how will you increase sales?
So currently what we do is we have a very strong SEO. So that's free of charge pretty much because we do it in-house, of course. In our plan, we do have paid ads to target the hospitality businesses. And the plan currently is to spend around 10,000 euros on that in the coming year. So it's not a significant amount.
I might be seeing it wrong, but I see a lot of effort really getting all the partnerships running and all of that because the value proposition that you are actually offering is really about that. So I was just wondering, how would you deploy marketing budget?
Actually, the partnerships have not been difficult to procure.
No?
I'll give you an example. We wanted to go and get luggage storage. There's a company called Bounce. They're American, but they're actually based here in Lisbon. Went out, had a meeting, and then actually integrated into our platform without, we have a pretty low integration model in which we test the partnerships first, and then later on we can do a proper API integration.
So you use your OpEx structure to do part of that and not just through the SEO and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see the cost structure of the...
Sure, I'd love to show you.
Yeah.
In your presentation, you mentioned other players like iGIF, Quick Test. What is the big difference? What you're bringing to the game that is quite different and will differentiate you?
Okay, great question. I think just to give you when I said ease of implementation, obviously in this very quick context, currently to onboard you on HiGiffy, you will probably need roughly 2 weeks, and you need a lot of resources from your staff. Meaning you're going to have to program the bot, you're going to have to tell it, if you get asked with this, say that. That's a pretty time-consuming activity that not everybody is willing to commit to. We can do that same thing in roughly 5 minutes and get to the point where we have intelligent conversations after 5 minutes. That's a big, big differentiator. A lot of customers are really scared of implementing these solutions because they think they're very complex. So that's one. Two is the quality of the interaction itself. You're not speaking to a bot, you're speaking to an almost human-like interaction. That makes a big difference. So moving away from that sort of old-school technology is a big difference. And lastly, I think the upsells point is very unique. We're able to integrate those upsells across the entire journey in a way that doesn't feel very pushy, but gives them a lot of value.
About the upselling, one of my questions is, because if you're trying to upsell something to the hotel, you need to integrate to the PMS.
Absolutely.
And that's usually a problem, is the integrations with the PMSs. What is your status? How do you do that? Because you really need an API. You can do it directly. You're going through channel managers. What is your strategy there?
Our strategy is to first be integrated. And for that purpose, we've actually built already 4 integrations. And in our plan for this year, we need to build 30 integrations. So we are very much aware of the fact that we need to integrate with these channel managers. However, because we are also aware of the need to show value to customers during the sales process, we've also built unintegrated modes. So we have both, essentially, at this point.
2 last questions.
Of course.
First of all, how many clients you got here in Portugal, in Algarve, in this experience you've done?
Currently, we have, I believe, 30 Portuguese clients. So majority, 30.
30.
30. So majority of our
Paying?
customers paying, all paying.
Okay, all paying?
Yeah. And majority of our customers, actually 80% are here in Portugal. So that's the majority of them.
And the second question, last question, what are you looking for from us, investors?
So beyond just capital, for us, we are based in the Netherlands. We are looking to connect with the industry more, meaning that we would like to get an institutional hospitality player, for example, on our portfolio. Can even be like a completely free pilot, for example. We need to understand their needs. We need to understand, get really deep into the sort of Portuguese-specific needs. I'll give you an example. Early on, when we started the pilot, we realized we have to integrate with Ceph. So it doesn't exist anymore. I know they changed 2 weeks ago, but it used to be called Ceph in July, so it's fair. And we realized we have to do that if we want to actually handle check-ins, for example, for our customers. So immediately we went there and we built it. But we need to understand like deeper, like, what other sort of big solutions or needs are there so we can build those relevant solutions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. We ran out of time. Just one question. Do we have time?
Just one final question. We're investors. How much do you need right now, and what do you plan to achieve with that money?
Good question. So we would like to raise enough money to sustain us for the next 24 months. We have a plan that I sort of very quickly touched on, and for that we are looking to raise 1 million. Sorry, I didn't touch on the achievements. The achievements, like they were on that slide, we need to increase our customer base. We need to build a team, also here in Portugal, by the way. And we need to build all the integrations that actually you mentioned in your previous question. So that's what we want to see to achieve with that.
Programmers.
Absolutely, and some sales and some marketing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I have something to tell you. In my last trip, I lost a scarf. And today I think I'm going to solve my problem. We have a startup named Deliverback. Welcome to the stage. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm George. I'm the CEO of Deliverback.
Nice.
And I'm really excited to be here. Deliverback solves the problem of lost and found for travelers. Millions of people travel every day, and 1 in 500 of them will lose something valuable, something they would like to get back. And 93% of all these lost items are never recovered, with a huge cost, both for the environment, since they usually end up in the landfill, because my phone or my watch or my laptop is useless to anybody else, but also a huge replacement cost. When others see a problem, we see an opportunity. More than 4.5 billion people will take an air trip annually. So that's a huge market. And we're talking about hundreds of millions of items lost every year worldwide, and a huge cost for replacing these items. Now, the numbers talk for themselves, and we've developed a solution for that. The solution is called Deliverback. Our initial focus will be on hotels. So it's designed with the hotel in mind to be used by their guests. So every time they forget something, the hotel can send a link. It's very easy to use, no need for integration, and it's up and running in less than 20 minutes. I mean, literally, if a hotel registers on the platform, they can start using the service and offering to the clients almost instantly. All we need is their address, the contact details, very simple information. So no need for integration, and the guests can start getting the items back literally the next day. So it's all simple to use and very fast for everyone. It's free for the hotel, guest pays for the shipping, and the way we make money is basically we mark up on the courier rates. And we buy at deeply discounted rates for the couriers, reaching more than 90% discount as an aggregator. And this allows us to keep a very healthy margin while offering a very good service. Something seems to be off here. Sorry about this. Okay, so let's try it again. Okay, the numbers talk for themselves. We launched in 2019, and we've been tripling in size every year. Just for 2023, so for the current year, we've exceeded 300,000 in revenue, which shows that out of the 1,500 hotels that are actively using our system, the validation is there. I mean, they have not only registered their hotel on the system, but their guests have used the service. I mean, we've begun expanding in other countries because what we're doing in Greece, where we are stationed, exists everywhere. It's a global problem. And we already have 25, I think it's 35 hotels in other countries, the Netherlands, Belgium, Cyprus, and now in the UK. And part of the reason I'm here is basically we want to break into the Portuguese market. A few months ago, we signed an agreement with Fraport, and we managed the lost and found in 14 airports in Greece. And we've basically become the industry standard for lost and found in hotels in Greece. Now, we've made it this far basically bootstrapped. I mean, we had a small angel round last year, less than a year ago, actually, and we're seeking for a bridge investment to take us forward for the next, let's say, 12 months. What we're trying to do is basically build traction outside of Greece. So we're looking to bring about 300 hotels to use our service in 5 new countries. The reason we're doing this is because we can really increase our numbers, and our valuation, and go for $1 million to be used primarily for business development in other countries. An amazing team is in place, battle-tested during COVID. We perfectly complement each other, and I'd love to talk more about this later. Deliverback is solving a real problem and is designed for scale. The problem is global. Hotels everywhere in the world operate in pretty much the same way. Travelers anywhere in the world, if they lose something, they want a way to get it back. They need a system to get it back. And our partners, DHL, UPS, and FedEx, are global in operations. So we can literally pick up anything from any place and deliver it to any place.
Thank you.
Deliverback is designed for scale, and the time to grow is now. Thank you very much.
Zuri, now you have the 7 minutes. You already know.
So can you take me through the journey? So I go to a hotel, I forgot my phone there, then I call the hotel.
Yeah. The first step in the process is you contact the hotel that's usually what a traveler does. If they lose something, they'll call the hotel and ask, did you find it? And the hotel will either reply, yes, we have it here. So what the hotel will do at that stage is they can either tell the guest, get on Deliverback, they'll send them a link, okay, or you visit Deliverback and select the form. This is how MVP started. So they would just redirect them to our website. What they can do now is they can log into the web admin. We have an admin tool for the hotels. They can enter the email of the guest, and they can send them an email. So the email will, it's basically from our system, and it will inform the guest that we have your item. Click here if you want it shipped back to you. So they'll click on that link. A web form will open up. They'll put the address details there. They'll see the shipping options, the cost for shipping, and they'll pay online. And once they pay online, another email is generated to the hotel to basically verify that they have it, create the label, and will auto-generate a pickup with a courier. So, yeah, and the emails are exchanged.
Why is that easier for the hotel? Because he's on the phone with the hotel, and the hotel says, yes, the phone is here. Give me your address, we'll send it to you. And
okay.
then, why doesn't it work? Just explain me.
I'm not sure I understood the question.
I mean, if I phone to the hotel and I say, I forgot my computer there, and they say, yeah, it's here, just give us your address, we'll send it to you, right? It's like a service of the hotel. It doesn't work, and you need your solution because...
for multiple reasons. Number one, who's going to pay for the shipment? Hotels don't want to pay for this because it's not their fault. So they'll try and mitigate the cost to the guest. That's number one. Number two, even if they can get the money from the guest after he's checked out, okay, it's more complicated to pass through their books because you're charging for a service that's not in their core business. So there's usually, it's a more complicated process, plus GDPR regulations about who's handling the information and so on. So, and last but not least, and this is why the Hilton, for example, in Athens uses us, because they don't want the risk of anything going wrong. Because if you ship something, many things can go wrong. First of all, it can get lost. 1% of all courier parcels get lost. Number two, it can get damaged. And the hotel doesn't want this responsibility on their shoulders. So they'd rather use our service than...
Got it.
Yeah.
Good. What's the motivation for the hotel? Just to provide a good service, right? They don't make
guest
any
experience
money.
And save time. Hotel is saving a lot of time in the process because we're handling all the communication with the guest.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So what's your go-to-market strategy? How are you going to get the hotels? How do they know you exist?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, we've experimented with many different ways to do sales and marketing. All right. What works best for us is direct sales. So if you put me in front of a hotel and I tell them what we do and how we do it, there's an 80% probability he will sign up for the service because there's no risk, there's no cost. They can just try it. And that's what we tell them. Try it, see if you like it. I mean, just send one package, see what happens. See if your guest is happy, see if you are happy. And once they bite that, then they're hooked because they see how easy it is. There's no cost, no risk. And no need for managerial decision to be made, you know, because they're not integrating we're not integrating into their system, and we're not asking for any budget. So it's really simple to go through the door, and yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. You seem to be solving a problem. I actually have one question on your model, because I understand that you solve the problem for the hotel, but then you have that 1% problem yourself. How do you solve it? And how does, I mean, the lost and damage, so then you have an hotel customer pissed off with deliver back, and how is that process ongoing, and how do you make money on that?
I'll tell you how we handled it. So we provide insurance. We provide shipping insurance, and we charge it. It generated a new revenue model, actually, and a very healthy one at the same time. So number one, we provide shipping insurance that the guest can pay. It's a small cost, but it solves the problem in case the item gets damaged, lost. Now, we also provide the hotels with packaging material. So every hotel that signs up in our system, we send them a packaging kit with the basic packaging material to send a phone, an iPad, a laptop, and things that might break. Okay? So we're trying to mitigate, to control it. So we make it easy for the hotel to sort of get it out of there.
Just trying to understand, because you mentioned that 1 in 50...
500.
500?
Yeah.
Trying to understand the revenues, how much per transaction, because it's not something steady. And trying to understand that, because that's very important for your business.
Okay, so the average cost to ship a package that's about 2 kilos from the south to the north of Europe, okay, so it's about 10 euros. That's what it cost us from DHL, or UPS, or FedEx. Prices are quite similar, okay, 10 euros. And we're going to charge a minimum of 30 euros margin on top of that. So it's going to go 40 euros to the guest. And we've been doubling our margin every year for the past 3 years, testing to see what's going to happen. Demand is practically inelastic. 52% conversion rate. That doesn't change. Because if you forget your laptop, you don't care if it's going to cost you 10 euros, 30 euros, or 50 euros. You just want your laptop back. The same goes for your phone, for your car key, for your wallet, and for your ID. I mean, or for the teddy bear, or for your kid's teddy bear because he can't sleep at night. You'll probably expedite it next day delivery, and you don't care what the cost is. So we can not only, as an aggregator, get a really good deal from the couriers and really drop rates rock bottom, and at the same time maintain a very healthy margin on top of that. Of course, there's room for improvement. I mean, if you look at what's being lost, from shoes to clothes to books, okay, and we've implemented a dynamic pricing. So dynamic pricing will take into consideration the item, the kind of item, the hotel category, if it's 5-star, 3-star, 2-star, the location, so the zip code. If it's in Ibiza, in Mykonos, we might charge more than if it's in a remote island in Greece, okay? And yeah, we're still working on the algorithm to see what can work to improve conversion rate. We ultimately want to have a 100% conversion rate, but at the maximum margin.
Thank you so much.
Just one question. On the 300K that you have as or predicted for 23, what is the gross margin on that revenue?
About 140,000. 140.
140.
Yeah.
What about logistics? You need to have a big logistic to pick up everything lost in the hotels. Tell me, how do you do?
We don't touch them.
Yes.
We live in the cloud. DHL will handle all the operation on the ground. It's all I mean, it's either UPS or FedEx. And we pick them depending on locations, but we do not handle the packages.
Okay.
Okay, all the operation basically is handled by the couriers, who are very happy to do this service for us, because we're opening up a new business for them, something they didn't have before. So we're generating new business, and we do not have to deal with the operational side.
We have to wrap up.
Yeah, it's basically email driven at this stage, okay, because that's how we started. So the hotel will send a link. They'll put the email of the guest, press a button, an email will be sent to the guest, okay? And it'll say, we found this. If you want a chip, click here. So it's all emails back and forth, and all they need to do is just click on it. Did you find it? Yes. Is this yours? Yes. So the email will have a button on it, okay? And all they do is click. So we make it real easy.
I meant for the logistic part of the pack.
We have API integration with all the
Okay.
major couriers, so everything is done on the API side of things. Okay. So we generate the pickup request, we create the labels,
Automatically.
custom documentation, everything automatically.
Okay, that's what.
Tracking notifications. I mean, there's a lot of value happening in the background that the hotels didn't have before.
How many people are you employing for that
We
revenue?
have 5 full-time and about 4 part-time.
Mhm.
So 9 of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, hello everyone. A little bird told me that Explorial is in our audience and that they are the first global tour game. Is that true? Yeah. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm one of the members of Team Explorial. My name is André Jacques, together with Rui, Olivier, and Levin. They are the IT team in Swiss, and we have Rita, Beatriz, Catarina, and Patricia, Team Portugal. Imagine you want to explore a city, you want to engage in a city and start getting to know it. And all of a sudden, you didn't plan, you perhaps get lost. Start asking for references, asking locals what to do. You scroll every app. You may even think of going on a tour guide. What a drama. Well, that's where Explorial comes in. We are a gamified, self-guided tour app for people that would like to have a complete overview of an area of the city in 90 minutes. This is great because it's so easy to use, it's so affordable, it's so available anywhere that, and in the end, it's very fun and very entertaining. And you can see by the pictures we have on our social wall on our website. People really enjoy it. And this is good for a large number of people. Anyone with a smartphone and mobile data that is willing to explore a city and is near one of our locations can go for it. And we have 150 locations so far in 22 countries. But of course, this is not what we envision. We want to be the go-to app all over the world whenever you want to explore a city. And for that, we need thousands of locations. 150 is nothing. Well, we're not alone in the market. There are other players, but not all of them have a combination of a low price, being affordable, having a pure self-guided experience, having its own content. Our content is our asset, our intangible asset. Each one of the tour games is an intangible asset. And it's instant book and play. Not all of them you can start playing in a question of seconds or a minute or so. We did a proof of concept for the past 2 years. We reached 70,000 people so far, players, and we doubled in just 7 months the number of tour games available all over the world. We have consistent growth month after month, so it's working. It's working everywhere, not just in Switzerland, our domestic market. It's working on the rest of the world where it's growing, and half of our sales are direct. Not all of them are OTAs. Half is already direct. Great reviews in every single OTA, thousands of them, great partners referring to us, and the road ahead is about physical evidence and physical space, new tour games, footprint, but also marketing, building a customer base. So we are at 150 tour games, we want to have 3,000 by 28, and for that we need investment. We have been investing, but we need to accelerate that investment so that we can grow further. And that's where we are looking for 3 million euros investment, half of it from other sources, so half from VC from funding, and the other half from other sources, our own sources as well, other types of funding. But we need that money to invest in what I just said, new tour games and marketing.
No time.
So building footprint and building customer base. Why anyone should put money in this? Because we see traction, we have an experienced team of people, we have fantastic products, and in the end of the day, we are realistically aiming for an exit by 28. And we will reinvest every single money in the business before that. No dividends before. But if the exit comes in, it will be good for everybody investing in us, of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. So, question. I didn't get the product.
You didn't?
What exactly you do? You point the phone and you see stuff about the thing you're pointing?
No. Maybe we can take this image off. This
Okay.
is a promotional image.
Okay.
This is a tour, a self-guided tour with a game. We call it a tour game. So it's an app.
So I see a map and places I need to go?
You have a path through the city with a number of points where you not only discover the city, but you play with it. You are challenged with a number of riddles, of questions, that you have to find out how to answer them by searching the place.
Like, who's the person in this statue?
It could be the person in the statue, but that one is a little bit too easy because most likely the name is there.
Yeah.
But it can be about, Praça dos Restauradores, where you are, why is this square important, what does it tell about the history of Portugal, and by the way, let's find out more about the statue. Why is he holding this piece of work? Why do we have other people in the statue? What is the meaning of all this? And you have multiple riddles and answers.
Okay, got it. So the thing I'm a little bit concerned is why you go to so many countries at once. Why not map one city very well or one country very well and just all over the world? Is that a strategy there?
It is a strategy to have a large footprint and say that we are available everywhere. But in fact, we are very strong in Swiss, Germany, France, and Spain at the moment. Those are the markets where we are very strong.
How do you build these tours? Who build them? Who builds them? You or you get someone?
We get someone doing it for us. We have other tour guides doing it for us, and we have people that are nomads. They are traveling all over the world, and we find them through LinkedIn.
And you pay them?
Yes.
Do you pay them one time?
One time when we get a license to utilize that content, and as I said, it's an asset that we have.
So your business model for users is to sell each tour?
Sell each tour individual, so one person in Portugal will pay €7.
So why don't you kick back a percentage of that tour to the people?
That's the business model of Questo, and they have a trouble with the content, the quality of the content.
Quality, because people want to make more just to make more.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
So we want to own the content.
I would like to understand better your business model, because I didn't.
So we start as a B2C. People can buy our experience over Viator, Get Your Guide at first. They can also buy on our website, and we build traffic with digital marketing. And once they download the app, they can also buy the experience in our app. One person will pay one ticket. The minimum people that should play the game or do the tour is 2 people, but it can go up to 9 or 10 people even. So groups of people get together, they buy a number of tickets, they get an email with a voucher with a number, and that number is inserted in the app so they can start playing.
Okay.
And the play experience is 1 hour and a half. Even though they can stop, they can have coffee, they can have lunch, but the play time is 1 hour and a half.
Okay. I can't understand also the difference between your Explorial and lots of other apps with the same aim.
Well,
you know there are lots
I know
of them.
lots of them. I know that we are positioned in a more affordable pricing. We are instant book and play. Not all of them are like that. And the other thing is that we have our own content. The question I was just answering. Many other apps don't have their content. It's user-generated. They open it to other people. In our case, we control the quality of that content.
Okay, thank you.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on the breakdown of the investment needs that you're having? Like exactly how much are you paying to the sourcing of the tours, marketing, digital, if you have those numbers?
The number is very simple. Each tour game will cost, the end cost will be about 4,000 euros. You will pay the person, and the price varies. Price varies between
4,000 to the person that is sourcing information?
No, because you have to translate it to various languages. You have admin work to prepare that content and upload it. So the average cost so far is about 4,000 euros. And also the price you pay to the person varies. Some people are more expensive in certain markets, and some people are not so expensive in other markets. But the average price is this one, it's 4,000 euros. And it can reduce over time. There are ways that we can reduce. And that's where we want to invest. If we have investment, if we have funds to invest on tour games, we can release from the money we generate to invest more in marketing.
So the over 3 million that you're expecting is just, so the breakdown is just for that?
At the moment, what I'm asking is just for that, just to build footprint. And the markets where we want to build further the footprint are Germany, UK, US, and actually even Spain and Portugal.
Okay, so, okay.
Okay.
You mentioned you have a cost more or less around 5,000 per tour. You
4,000.
Per tour or per city? Or, I think it's
one tour.
Per city?
No, actually, you can have more than one tour in one city. Like in Lisbon, we have two, for instance. And we can build more.
Your investment is 4,000 tour, whatever, and each game is just one tour.
Exactly.
So basically, you were saying you have more or less 7 euros per client.
In Portugal. In Switzerland, you have 14 francs.
Okay.
So in Portugal, just to give you an idea.
Clearly, you need volume.
Yes.
And the way, because this is business to consumer, you need to invest a lot because either you invest it a lot to get traffic and to get the downloads of your app, or you're doing through Viator or Get Your Guide and you're paying them a commission.
Yes.
So this is clearly volume. And what first question, what is the commission that you're paying to Viator and Get Your Guide? Because they can provide you volume. The other thing is you really need a lot of money.
We paying them 20%. In terms of cash, it's a very good solution because we don't pay up front. But of course, we want to have more direct sales. And we have achieved already half of our sales directly, not just because we are investing on digital marketing, but also because we have repeat purchases. Once you have the app, and this is the complicated discussion with OTAs, because they clearly see that they will do the first sell, not the second or the third, because once the app is downloaded, you have a direct connection to the customer. Okay? So we have achieved already 50% of our sales direct, and this number will grow for the future.
Thank you so much.
Okay? Thank you very much. Oh, sorry.
Very, very simply, you mentioned the 4,000 for each tour game. I guess you're expecting a significant decrease because you mentioned like 3 million for 1,800, which computes to about 1.5K. But my question is on the cohorts, on the existing 150 tour games that you have, how many of them have turned positive? That's one question. I mean, you do have a coverage challenge. And on the other side, as Pedro was saying, you have like a volume question. What is your average CAC right now? I mean, the customer acquisition cost, and how many of them do repeat? Following up on your question, once they install the app, then you can.
Let's go step by step. In Portugal, we get to break even, in average, in 14 months currently. In Switzerland, less than 8 months. It's 7-point-something months. Of course, one of the biggest differences is that culturally, Swiss people are more prone to this kind of activities than Portuguese or tourists in Portugal, and the price is different. 14 francs in Switzerland, 7 euros in Portugal. Second thing, I don't have on top of my head the CAC. I apologize. I don't know that by heart. It's easy to calculate, but I don't have it by heart. And the third question was?
How many of them repeat? I mean, percentage.
Okay, we estimate that currently we estimate around 20% repetition. We have not a system in place that we are absolutely clear about it, but we see that it's around 20%. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Galventi allows higher profits and more customer reviews. Is that true? Kind of? Okay. Let's check them in.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Gaudium Indizio means the joy of selling. So just imagine the situation. A young couple just checked in a hotel room shortly after that, back at reception, complaining, hey, we actually asked for a big room, a big bed, and we asked for away from the elevator. Now we have 2 separate beds and we are close to the elevator. Why is this so difficult to get right? Because hotel operators manage their inventory in room types. But why do we manage in room types? Because there's no standard guest. Why would we sell standardized room types? Besides, they're adding to the problem of that differentiation is purely done by price. Operating margins are reducing in an asset-intensive industry, and there's a lack of personalization. We decided to change this. We redefined how inventory is managed, and we call it dynamic inventory management. And we added 2 things. First, we added a granular data level to each room, high floor, low floor, additional data points. And secondly, we decoupled the physical room sold from the actual space so that we can sell, like a good salesperson, the same unit in multiple ways for multiple price points and consider differing willingness to pay. On this platform, we have built an end-to-end solution offering hyper-personalized booking experience for direct websites, but also allowing the operators to individualize the distribution, selling the same unit to different OTAs in a different way. Novel reservation automation. There's attribute-based pricing. You finally can price high floor, low floor, and all this kind of stuff. And you can do micro-targeting sales and promotions. We have a proven revenue increase of our clients of 20% and more, automates 70% of the reservation processes, and provides better guest experiences. We used the first data of our pilots we sent to an independent consultancy, Hudson Crossing, and they confirmed that 24% uplift. We have other case studies of Harry's Home, for example, here, where we doubled the conversion and increased the revenues as well by upsells 50,000 a month. The market is huge, 398 million total lodging businesses. I mean, we estimate strategic fit for 100 million. Medium-sized groups, small individual hotels, and also other markets. Business model is SaaS, starting from 380 for a booking engine, which is an annual account revenue of 3,400. It's a lot of stickiness in the product because all our clients want the other stuff as well. So it's a good upselling. We have 40 customers, paying customers live, doubled already the contracts for next year. The founding team, my name is Markus Müller. I'm one of the co-founders, along with Dewey, who is our CTO based in Saigon, and Karina, who's heading the operations. This is our IT team, which makes it happen. In terms of the competitiveness, Galventi is the only one who changed the inventory management combined with AI, which leads us to a new position. And now we're looking to scale the business and looking for the right partners from a proven concept to scale it globally. Thank you. Trying to be in time here.
Just in time.
Rush. 3 minutes.
Thank you.
For your presentation. I'm just trying to understand, because you've mentioned booking engine.
Yeah.
You're not a PMS because you need to integrate
Correct.
with them. I'm trying to understand exactly what you are.
Yeah.
Because
a new system type.
You mentioned sending. I'm trying to understand, because one of the things right now it's very important for hotels and hoteliers is more or less a one-stop shop to address all their problems starting in PMS, going through booking engine, channel manager, marketing, upselling, all that stuff. And I'm trying to understand exactly what you are, because you mentioned upselling, but you're talking about different prices and getting the best price for your rooms. So that is a revenue management system.
Also, yeah.
What exactly are you?
So thanks for the question. So we're a new system type. The closest system type, we would say, is a central reservation system. And this is exactly the point, because there is no system which helps the hotelier out of the dilemma of losing control of their own inventory. That's why we put ourselves on top of the PMS, but we have an open API system, we can either integrate with other systems in any way, but we have built our own products on that platform. Booking engine technology, revenue managed capabilities on attributes, automation capability of reservation processes which do not exist in any PMS today because they can't do it, because they do categories. And this is basically this is the model. So it's a new type of system, if you so will, which sits in between the PMS and any other distribution technology out there.
Just trying to understand. You have a basic fee, and the hotels pay per model. Booking engine, you do the site,
Yeah. So basically, these are the models, and they have slightly a different business model behind it. So there's a SaaS fee for the sales engine, which is the booking technology, and they're on the platform. But then they can add on the distribution tools, which is a transactional type of model, which is the individualized flexi channel. Then we do have another SaaS fee for some automation modules. And there is the revenue management is also a SaaS fee, but then there is this sales and promotion, which is transactional and revenue sharing fees. So we're working with other partners which do, let's say, marketing or Google Hotel Ads, for example, right? And then we get a margin of the commissions on the bookings, driving traffic to the hotel websites. So there's different models for different business models for different product models, if you so will.
Why are you doing this?
To help the hoteliers.
No. What's your background? Why did you start doing this?
Okay, I'm coming from the operator side. I'm the guy who sits in front of the owner of an hotel asset and said, what are you going to do for me? Why should I put my red sign on the building and not the blue sign? And where's my RevPAR premium? And this is where the problem comes. There's no differentiation. We hoteliers, commoditize their own asset, basically. That's what the OTAs are doing so great, right? Comparability and everything. Where's the differentiation? So
Just a lot of business models here, right?
Well,
isn't it complicated to sell this? Like when you come to the hotel and they ask you, how much is this? And you're like, oh, it depends. What do you want, right?
Well, that's not how we sell it, right? This is the investor pitch right now. So there's different, of course, you go on our primary product, as we started with, is the sales engine. Meaning we go in there and saying, we go and replace the booking engine and allow you to upsell your
So
asset.
you go in, you understand the problems, and then you put the modules that you think will solve the problem for that client.
Well, exactly. So, but mainly we went out to the sales engine right now, and then right now all of our clients want the other products as well, because we know it's a natural growth pattern, but you only go in with one, to your point. Absolutely.
How do you keep the differentiation? Because I'm assuming that they will not quit the other distribution channels, so probably the same, or apparently the same room is going to be targeted in a different price. So how do you keep the value in your system?
What do you mean?
Imagine, I mean, you're targeting at a premium because of the segmentation that you just showed.
Yeah.
At a higher price, targeting to a specific niche, right? But then they can continue to search and probably see a different price in another distribution channel.
Yeah, but it's a different name of product. So the comparability goes completely away. So suggesting you have one room unit, I mean, it works also the other way around. So it works also for example, you always have broom rooms, right? They're not so nice rooms in a hotel asset. So it works also this way around, saying here's the lowest price street facing the street. You don't want it, so then just buy €5 more. So basically, it's more the transparency at the point of sale and managing the products. It's not necessarily. I mean, it's changing the product labeling to the right customer. And therefore, you can change the pricing as well. So if you sell a standard room, which you can sell directly, then it can be the same price as a standard room on a booking.com. If that's your strategy, depending on which country you're in, right?
Yeah, but you'll namely differently so that you keep the positioning and,
and
the segmentation.
Yeah, well, in booking.com, you wouldn't be able to sell high floor away from the elevator.
Yeah,
it's just
of
not possible,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
you
I
just sell your
understand
standard room. So you differentiate your own channels, if you so will, with personalization, if you want to do this, or you can do any kind of strategy you want, and you get better control of your inventory. The other thing is, when you have a booking.com, again, you have your standard room, and you have a couple of rooms which you don't want to allocate for that channel, so you can recreate your room mix over and over again. So you're creating your room mixes, and then you map that to different channels.
And are you proposing the new variables to the hotels?
Yeah. We do have some, we have created our own language. We have actually experience dimensions, which we call it. What is this room, what makes up an experience? Basically, we have physical spaces or layouts, we have bathroom setups, outdoor spaces, have created an icon language, which we can then price, which we can suggest, and we always start small with the hotels, right? So, and then they grow with the logic.
And what about special requests?
Special requests are pretty much... Special requests are...
Directly to the hotel, you don't incorporate
No, special requests, you mean like, I want connecting room or something like that? Yeah, that's basically what we automate. That's why they have, usually our clients have 70 up to 90% less inquiries, phones, and so on. I mean, we have clients which basically they said up to 90% no phone calls anymore, especially the hotels, let's say the smaller Posada style of hotels, which every room is different, and customers want, especially returning customers, say, I want this room again, right? So this is what we solve completely, because now you can automate that. Or families, I need 2 rooms, but please next to each other. It's not possible, right? You have to call, hope for the best. Sorry, I know.
One more, if you please. Okay.
40 live at the moment, and we just signed a couple of more. We have a lot of sandboxes with some groups, medium-sized groups, up to 1,000 to 20,000 room units, and this is kind of our sweet spot. Individual hotels as well. 1,000 to 20,000. I mean, like hotel, not the Marriotts of this world, but the 10. The size of the hotels up to 300 rooms. We have everything up to 500 rooms, but the majority averages right now 50 to 120. I mean, this is the range usually. Yeah, medium size.
Two quick questions. How long is your sales cycle? I mean, once you go to the hotel until you convert. And second, how much of a consulting effort is in your product? Because
yes, it's a good point. So sales cycle for big chains, long. That's a challenge, right? 12 months to 14 months. I mean, we were talking to chains now, 12 months. We're still in the next step and the next step and so on. But we have independent boutique hotels where we have 4 weeks, right? It's also possible. So then in regards to consulting efforts, absolutely right. I mean, it is purely managing change management. We have a lot of independent revenue management guys, etc. We have partnerships which we educate on our system to scale. But at the moment, obviously, we train them because there are some skill sets which do not exist in hospitality. This is labeling skills. This is retailing skills. This is not existing. So we obviously have to take that and do a lot of education. So we have a lot of university partnerships now from Italy to Fraunhofer Institute, where we do, there's called a theme called attribute-based selling. So we are constantly invited for this kind of stuff. So we're doing a lot of education, which is necessary.
Thank you.
Can I, just to finish?
Yes.
Trying to understand, you have lots of modules. They are all already developed. What's the stage of the development of those models? And trying to understand, comparing with Sendin, because you mentioned that, and that's basically one of the big sharks. What's the big difference between you and them?
The difference between?
Sendin.
Sendine?
Sendine.
Or Sendine. Well, Sendine is obviously, the big difference is that we are touching the way inventory is managed and therefore creates lots of products. So we can work together with Sendine. In fact, they ask us to work together also with them because we can provide them different stuff to sell. They do the consumer engagement, but they need to sell. And right now they can only sell room categories. And we can sell individualized, personalized room products. the other question was the
modules, 'cause you...
The modules, yeah, the focus model, we started with the booking experience, right? We started with this to prove the point. We have launched just this year, we launched the individualized distribution, and we launched the novel reservation automation, 2 products. And we have some partnerships going on with sales micro-targeting, but that's external.
Still a lot to develop.
Well, the attribute-based pricing thing, we have only beta at the moment. So yes, there's a lot of potential to grow the product, but we're focusing on the things which work at the moment. Thanks.
Who likes wine? Few people? Okay. Ooh, you like wine very much. There is a cool startup coming over named Wine Tourism, right? .com. And what they do is connecting people who like wine, like you and me, with amazing wine experiences, right? So I will drink to that and leave you with them.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicholas, and I am the CEO of WineTourism.com. Did you know that when we went out and asked over 100 wine travelers if they had encountered difficulties in either finding, booking, or paying for wine experiences online, over 80% of these people said, yes, we have encountered such difficulties. And that's where we come into the picture. WineTourism.com is an online marketplace that helps solve the challenge of finding, booking, and paying for wine experiences online. Furthermore, we're helping our partner wineries get exposure and access to a global market of wine lovers with no upfront cost. So how big is the wine tourism market? We estimate it to be over 50 billion euros total addressable market size, and that there are 150 million annual wine travelers inside this market. Do we have traction? Yes. We have a website up and running since 2020, and so far we've helped execute 17,000 bookings, and we are expecting 1.8 million visitors to our website in 2023 alone. Our main revenue stream, being a marketplace, is commissions from bookings. Currently, we're taking 15%. We're aiming to increase that as our position increases, but currently it's 15%. We are expanding our revenue streams into B2B-based services facing our wineries, and some of these, marked in green here, we're already executing. Going into 2024, we're going to expand into even more B2B services. And this is important, in the long run, we are going to expand into wine sales. We're going to leverage our position as a dominant actor in wine tourism and use that as a point of entry into wine sales, which is another really big market. But of course, the core is always commissions from bookings, and then we're building on that core. The timing is right. This is a booming market, wine tourism, especially after COVID. We like where we are. Compared to our competitors, we have far and away the largest portfolio of wine experiences. We have over 6,000 experiences, and we have true global coverage. We're present in more than 40 countries. This has also allowed us to close a lot of key partnership with big global OTAs, which is another one of our competitive advantages. It's more difficult for our competitors to close those kinds of relationships. Our team is great. We are young, hungry, and very international. We all have a background either from the wine industry or from the tourism and travel industry, and we love what we do. We are projecting revenues of around 6 million euros by 2027. This is built on the assumption that we're going to hit our targets for our KPIs. We have many KPIs, but the 3 main ones for us are traffic to the website, conversion rate, and the average order value of the bookings that we execute. And if we hit our targets on these KPIs, then we're going to hit the projection as well. And we have a strategy, a roadmap to get there. Now, there's a lot of information on this slide, but what I want you to take away from this is that we're going to focus on 4 main areas, the most important of which, for us, is additional customer acquisition channels. We're also going to be working a lot with product development, with our customer engagement, and with expanding into new markets and strengthening our current markets. I'll mention Portugal as a market with huge potential, which is still untapped for us. Currently, we have 340 experiences here. We know there's about 5,000 wineries in Portugal, so a long way to go.
Thank you.
We are asking for 360,000 euros. The majority of that will be spent on IT development resources. We're also going to be spending it on sales and marketing. If there's one thing I ask you to take away from this presentation, it is that the wine tourism market is booming, and we are perfectly situated to take a dominant market position, and we want you guys to be on that journey with us. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you for your presentation. Trying to understand exactly, because you mentioned you had lots of visitors. One thing here is very important is trying to, as you mentioned, the traffic on your site, the conversion rate. Trying to understand what have you achieved, what are your metrics, and how many tours have you sold, the average price of the tours, and you mentioned, I think, 50% commission, right?
15.
Yeah, okay. Can you...
Yeah. Okay, so I'll try to answer some of the metrics. I mean, I talked about hitting our target KPIs, right? So I'll talk about average order value, which is the value of a booking. Usually booking it's 2.8 people on average, and they're booking an experience which for 2023, we're going to hit about 80 euro average order value. We're looking to hit 150 euros. That's the progression of that KPI. In terms of traffic, we have 1.8. We're projecting for 2023. For 2027, so I'm just giving you these 2 years, if that gives you a sense of what we're aiming for. We have 1.8 million now. We're aiming for 10 million annual visitors on the website 2027. Conversion rate, we have a 0.5 conversion rate now, which we think is very low, but 0.5, yep. So we have just under 2 million visitors and then 0.5 conversion rate, and hence we have about 10,000 bookings for 2023. So if we can get the conversion rate up, then that's going to have a huge impact on our bottom line. And the conversion rate we are aiming for at the end of the period, 2027, is 1.4 in conversion rate. Now, that may be low, but we have to base it on the data we have. Of course, we'd like that to be higher, and that would be fantastic. But, you know, I try not to give dream scenarios. I mean, that's a pretty steep year-on-year progression as it is.
Where are your clients right now?
Excuse me?
Where are your clients right now?
If I give you a country, could you guess one country? What do you think?
Which countries?
Yeah. Italy.
Italy.
Italy's the biggest one. But US, I mean, of course, would be a good guess too. We're basing this, so I am one of the founders. We have a few other founders. Two of them are actually wine importers in Sweden, and we're leveraging a pre-existing network of very many wineries, which is where we started, and that network had its base in Italy, so that's also where we've been the strongest. We have over 1,000 wineries in Italy alone. Spain and France are other core markets. In EU or in Europe, the high potential markets are Portugal and Germany. That's kind of our next wave in terms of market expansion. And then, of course, we're looking at the new world. United States, right, there we go. United States, Australia, South Africa, South America, Canada as well.
Why do wineries put experiences on the marketplace? What's their goal?
On our marketplace?
No, why do they do that?
In general? Yeah. So there's two. So there's the old school and there's the new school. The old school you will find more in Europe. The new school you will find in the United States. In the United States, they do it because it makes a lot of money. You're paying easily $80 to $100 for a ticket in Napa.
Okay, so they make money on the ticket. It's not to sell bottles.
It is also, so that's the old school, right? But you can combine these two. The old school is you price it very low, and then you're expecting or pressuring.
That's
or hoping.
the old school?
That's the old school.
That should be the new school.
Why should that be the...
Because
I'm curious to hear.
Why do you go to a winery? You want to know how they make the wine, you want to connect with the brand, and eventually you want to drink the wine.
Yep.
You are a winery. You're not a fun park, right? You produce wine, so your goal is to sell bottles. So everything that you do in your business should be to sell your product.
Yep.
So I'll have experiences to have people to sell bottles. And then I was going to say, cut your margin and just get a margin on the bottles you sell for the people you take there. And you just help the people and ship the bottles to their house.
Yeah, so I would say that's true. And there's going to be a large portion of wineries who are going to have that mentality. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They're not going to be on our website. The wineries that are going to be on our website are going to say, we are actually going to put money into a fantastic experience which we can actually charge for. And we charge for it because people are willing to pay for it. And it's also going to give people a much better connection and compel them to drink the wine more. And we see this especially in the United States, and I would say also in South Africa, in Australia, in New Zealand. You're not going to find, you will, but I would say that the majority of wineries are charging for their wine experiences. And I would also say that they have better quality.
Why don't you have the widget already? Isn't that the killer?
I wish I had enough resources to put the widget up.
But that's just an API to your marketplace, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we
and why you don't have the bottles?
So the first part of the widget is a redirect back to our marketplace. But I mean, we want to be able to put the widget out onto the wineries' own websites.
Okay, I'll just pass the mic. Real quick, last question. Why are you doing this? What's your background? I imagine you love wine, but besides that.
I do love wine. I was bit by a wine bug in Greece 8 years ago. I have my WSET3 with distinction as a sommelier. I started about 8 years ago. But I actually come from the consulting world. I've done a little... I was at Accenture for many years as a project manager. And wine? No, not in wine. No, insurance. It's almost the same. And then, yeah, this is a bit of a career shift for me, and I love it. So I followed my passion. Right, so I have my right hand sitting in the third row, Tamta Bankanashvili. I say you're the SEO and content manager, but you do so much more. We are 14 people on the team right now. 14, 1-4. We have a pretty low burn rate still. It's about 35,000 euros per month. And the way we achieve that is that we're setting up hubs in Tbilisi, in Georgia, and also in Kathmandu, which is a bit serendipitous. But we had actually a great intern come to us at our Stockholm office and said, I'm going to open up the first vineyard in Nepal. And we said, before you do that, why don't you open up an office for us where we have content and profile creation.
One question on your operations. Being a marketplace, you always have this two-sided problem. One is to engage, let's say, the offer, and one is to find the consumers. How are you splitting your effort on both sides? I heard that you have a lot of wineries, but how does that scale? One question.
Yeah.
I was actually a bit surprised with Tbilisi and Kathmandu, because they would not be the typical places for wine tourism, or at least...
I'll tell you that the oldest country in the world...
Georgia, okay, sorry.
Nepal, I'm not going to try to sell to you. They don't really have a wine culture. But the Jordans, that is, of course, the oldest wine country in the world. That's another potential. If we're going to put concentric rings of potential markets, Georgia is a huge market as well. And I mean, especially now, Kvevri wines, Amphora wines, super popular.
But my question was more on how much effort is on the offer side versus the customer acquisition side.
Yeah, so for us, our focus the first years was to build up the portfolio. So it was on the portfolio side, and that has given traction. I mean, it has given us the biggest portfolio of 6,000 experiences, so we're very happy with that. But now we have to pivot to customer acquisition. We have to drive the traffic.
But with the current AOV of 80, I guess I heard it right.
80 euros.
What is your customer acquisition on average? I mean, your
customer acquisition cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we've grown exclusively organically so far through SEO. But if you look at the number of visitors we have and you take our annual monthly costs and put a customer acquisition cost on that, it's about $7-8 per winery.
How many?
$7 to $8 per winery. Okay. Then we have different means. We have a pop-up newsletter, which is a bit higher, about 15 euros. But in terms of customer acquisition costs, we also tried Google. Google ads is still too expensive for us. But the organic growth is what we've been doing so far.
Just one final question. You mentioned you are a marketplace. And you also mentioned that you have lots of experiences. In the marketplace, you have either the provider and the end consumer. My main problem is usually you really need really deep pockets to make it come true, to have a success, to build a brand.
Yep.
And trying to understand of those experiences, most of them are curated by you and your team, or what's the percentage of other providers? Trying to understand.
Yeah, so I think the answer to your second question will also a bit answer your first question. How are we surviving? Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's a slow burn. It's a long game to build a successful marketplace. So we do all we can to keep the burn rate very low. I mean, part of it is our digital network office. The other part is how we curate the experiences. Now we have a kind of a qualifying path for wineries to be on our website. We don't do the profiles. We assist our wineries in creating the profile, but we have a process where we make it as simple and as accurate as possible for the wineries to create their own profiles. But then we always do a quality assurance at the end. And these things combined have helped us keep a low burn rate. But you're absolutely right. That's part of the reason we're here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, get ready to welcome Get Local, because they are making booking experiences a lot easier.
Hello together. My name is Stefan. I'm the founder and CEO of Get Local. We're from Switzerland. Maybe you remember we had a very promising football team during the last World Cup until Portugal came. So let's change the subject. Did you know that still 50% of hotel guests are approaching the front desk for in-city experience assistance? So most of the hotels nowadays are not equipped anymore to handle these requests, and therefore they're really losing out in millions in commissions. Why are hotels not doing that anymore? First of all, COVID kind of like struck the industry very hard, so their lack of resources, then lack of also resources outside of the hotel to work with all these service providers, and then also there is the digitalization. People want to book directly. So there we come in place. Get Local is basically an all-in-one booking platform that we provide to hotels so they can sell all the local services and experiences. They can tailor-made what they want to recommend to the guests. And as a USP, we also include, which is very important, local taxi services and public transportation as well. What, for example, Get You Guys so don't do. So we try to give the hotel as many touch points as possible throughout the customer journey. Start already pre-arrival. You can send your guests the link so you can put the recommendation already out there. Guests can book it directly. When they checked in, we give you the concierge platform, so the hotel employees can over the counter also have that business pushed. And we next year will even launch a lobby kiosk that will also kind of like accelerate this sales that you can do with your hotel. Our go-to-market strategy is pretty straightforward. We realized that we will not be the one acquiring all the hotels and the service provider in local markets. So we there really changed and pivoted our concept. We work now with licensees. So we sell our license for a country or for a big city to a licensee, and this company, interestingly, it has been many times now taxi companies with already a very, very big customer base, and then they can basically just roll out our software in this market. The business model is also pretty straightforward. We do with our licensee partner a 50-50 share. One side is a commission share, and on the other side it's a software as a service. We also have a premium software as a service model in place for the software. Okay, then we have already a proven business model. In Zurich, our first market, we are at 75% of the local hotels working with our tool. So it's really kind of like throughout all the big hotel chains introduced. We are now in Vienna, have just sold our license there, are pretty much also on a way of getting a very, very strong market position. And we try to now further expand. Last quarter, we have made over 1 million euro that we already could mediate through our platform. And what we want to do now is reach out to new countries. Germany is one of the countries we're in talks now for a licensee, and that's the reason why we're here. We also want to expand to Portugal. Okay, thank you very much. That's our team.
Maybe I start this time. I don't know if you had that on the slides. What are you looking for in terms of investment, and what for? And the second question on the revenue model, I understood that you have 50-50 with your licensee. So your model is selling a license and then sharing revenue, or is it a pure sharing of revenue?
No, it's really, I mean, what we're looking here is, first of all, a licensee. So we're really looking for a local partner with a good network into the hotels, into the local national hotels. So kind of like sell the license to them, and then together with this local partner, build up Portugal or Lisbon as a market, and also have as many hotels as possible then on that network, on that platform.
What do you give them?
The hotels?
No, the licensees. The guys who work.
The licensee, I mean, they get the platform, which we invested around 3 million euro already in it. So lots of APIs that are already running. So for example, Policies, which is doing all the Grey Line bus tours, Ventrata, Big Bus. Then we also have our IT team, with Jakob is here, my right hand as well. So we are, what our kind of like core know-how is building APIs. So we would kind of like sit together with the local provider and build this API.
But the supply that they will offer the hotels in Portugal, they need to go get that supply or have that supply.
I mean, it's a bit twofold. We already have a lot of kind of like we already have a lot of interfaces in place that we can use, which service provider already use. But the local licensee have to go to the service providers and.
Are you and upmarket competitors?
Sorry?
Are you and upmarket, the first person who was pitching here, competitors?
Actually, we work with many companies like upmarket together, because for us, as more touch points as there are, as better it is. So we try to have kind of like the hotels even motivated to send out.
But it's the same business model.
No, what we do is then we just focus on the bookable offers. So on the external bookable offers, and as a hotel, you also can add then internal offers. But we are purely kind of like a place where you as a guest go to see what restaurants you want to go, what kind of like sightseeing tours you want to go, etc. We don't interfere with the kind of like internal aspects of the hotel, purely outside.
Is the interface for the guests branded Get Local, or can they be branded by the hotel?
That's a good question. We, as a Get Local brand, we don't want to be anymore in front. So we really kind of like took the strategic decision that our logo is basically just the B2B logo and behind. So we really push the hotel. So the hotel will have their logo, even their colors. So when you go to the marketplace on the phone or on the laptop, it will only be the hotel.
Can you explain me a bit more about your metrics right now? Because you've mentioned 3 cities, several service providers. Can you explain me how many clients and blah, 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 etc.?
Yeah. I mean, we have around 125 hotels now. Maybe, I mean, Zurich is a good example because there we are more mature. We make around 400,000 revenue per month already in that market with around 85 hotels. And we kind of like already break even for the licensee in Switzerland with only Zurich, with only that. Because, and that's a little bit, I was mentioning it before, taxis. Nobody's really integrating taxis. This may be also a USP when we talk about other solutions. We really have integrated local taxi systems. So you can, every taxi booking you make from a hotel, there you can basically make money. It's just a little bit because, you know, it's not a big margin thing, but you have in a big hotel in Zurich, you, for example, have 300, 400 bookings a month. The best hotels make around 25,000 euros revenue just with taxi bookings. So kind of like, we did stumble a bit upon the taxi thing, but now we really saw that it's also very much the door opener. So every hotel needs to kind of like provide these services, and we integrated that.
So you mentioned 400K revenues?
No,
or through your system?
Exactly, that's mediated through the system. And then, like just in Zurich, we on a monthly basis, the platform in pure income, what we generate is around 40,000 Swiss francs at the moment.
So 9 to 10% take rate.
Yeah. But this is the licensee and us. That's not just ours.
Are you planning any repositioning? Because Get Local is really a B2C positioning of the brand. So if you're planning to grow as a B2B, I'm curious to see your go-to-market, if you can elaborate a little bit more, even in terms of positioning and branding.
Yeah, that was also a very strategic decision at the early. We think there's enough B2C companies and out there. So or did I understand your question correctly? If you also have plans to go B2C?
No, well, I see the brand, and for me, it's a positioning of a B2C company.
Okay.
But your position, I mean, your business model is positioned B2B, right? So I'm just curious around your positioning and your go-to-market strategy.
Okay,
because
so then I take
in terms
that-
of marketing, it's confusing.
Okay, then I take that as a compliment that it looks nice that we could go to B2C. But yeah, it's really, we are a B2B company because I think, the distribution is one of the very, very big topics. And I think B2C is very difficult. And I think we have found with the hotels that niche.
So it's a recent discovery for your model, so you're reinventing.
No, actually that we started with that. That was not a pivot. We always said there is GetYourGuide, there's TripAdvisor, there's no need in kind of trying to be another B2C, even if you integrate everything. But the hotels, they're not served well. And I think they deserve also a digital solution, which kind of so they can win back their place. Because back in the days, you went to the hotel asking for restaurants, asking for what's nice sightseeing tour you can do. So that's our mission, together with the hotel, reclaim a part of this local experiences and tours and activities business. Thank you very much.
A few pitches ago, I spoke about birds, and now there is a startup named Freebird Club. Wow. They are a social travel club, an homestay for the elderly. So I guess I really want to hear a pitch so I can give it to my grandma. Go on. Good luck.
Hello, everybody. My name's Phil Jordan. I am the CTO of Freebird Club and also co-founder. So the story of Freebird Club starts with the father of my co-founder, who experienced later life loneliness as a retired widower. But he also found the antidote, which was befriending guests that came to stay at their family holiday home in the west of Ireland. So society is aging. 2.1 billion people will be aged over 60 by 2050, and that's pretty much double today's figure. And loneliness is a real issue with this group. Loneliness is more unhealthy for people than smoking or obesity. Travel remains the number one aspiration for people of retirement age, but many people feel that they can't travel anymore because they no longer have a travel partner and they don't have the confidence to travel alone. But we have a vision. A global community of connected older adults who see the world as their oyster and empower each other to savor it together. And what that looks like by 2030 is 20 million plus connected Freebirds around the world. So Freebird is a social travel network for over 50s. It enables any older traveler to have a travel companion in their pocket. It starts by connecting travelers with locals for tips, advice, and meetups, enabling them to stay in each other's homes by way of homestays, and to get involved with group activities such as local tours and events. We're also working on travel plugins with both travel firms and travel ancillary services. We're working on community subgroups around common interests, which basically takes us to a de facto social network for silver surfers. We've seen around 7,000 sign-ups so far since going live with the site in June, and we're bringing on around about 1,400 people a month at the moment. Our customer acquisition plan is in 4 stages. We started with Facebook, where we were advertising and bringing on people at around €1.90 per sign-up. We then created some FOMO through our Facebook public page, which has 12,000 followers at the moment, and targeted similar Facebook communities, and that's enabled us to switch our ratio of organic to paid from 8% to around 33% so far and climbing. The average posted engagement's doubled in the last couple of months, so that's growing really nicely, and we're seeing many more kind of posts coming up now around people looking to meet up, which is really what we're all about. Our business model is based around membership fees, homestay bookings, and B2B deals, and we're on target to hit 1.4 million ARR in a couple of years. When we look at the competitive landscape, we see really there's more opportunity for collaboration than competition because we're very much more of a community than a project. We connect people to people rather than people to products. So by partnering with more established travel firms, we can facilitate that for our users. Myself and Peter have around 40 years experience together. Peter's got 7 years experience in the aging sector as an entrepreneur. I have 20 years experience as a tech entrepreneur and 1 successful travel tech exit under my belt to a global travel company. We have a star team, and our developers are actually provided by Hexis Hub here in Lisbon.
Thank you.
Do I have to stop now? Okay, we're backed by Nestlé and Founders Factory. We're operating under a £330,000 grant from UKRI. Over in the UK, we've won a number of prestigious awards. We're looking for 500k, of which 50% is already allocated by a Portuguese fund, actually. We're using it for mobile optimization and a mobile app, member matching API platform, partner APIs. It's going to get us 12 months runway to 80,000 signups and to 300,000 annual recurring revenue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just want to apologise on behalf of our CEO as well, who is also making the world a better place. His wife has literally just had a baby, so he was hoping to be here with me, but he's unable to. So I'm going to invite Geordie to the stage, who's our founder's associate, and we'll answer any questions that you have.
Can you put the slide with the services you have? It's like the second or something.
This one?
Yeah. So what's the core? What gives you money?
So the core is the membership fee and homestay bookings. But at the moment, what we're really looking for with this is the membership fee. When we did the initial research on the marketplace and the older generation, they were kind of suspicious of a network that was free. They were kind of saying, look, we'd much rather have a small fee and have it safer. So we've focused very much on safety. And actually, to sign up for our service, you need to give a photo ID. You need to pay an amount, which is currently a pay-as-you-wish model. So we're allowing people to choose anything from between €1 to €100. And that enables us to take some of the barrier of payment away, but it keeps that security aspect to payment in place. But it also allows us to gauge what the community values the service at the moment.
So I assume these users don't have troubles using tech. So it's not... seniors we're talking about?
No, we're talking about our average kind of beachhead user is a 60-something male or female, with the desire to travel, but perhaps not the partner anymore.
What about the meetups? Do they look for meetups? I
Yeah.
mean,
So
you have all this service, I imagine, because someone asked or you thought it was... Right?
Exactly. So with the meetups, we're currently running events in Lisbon and London and Dublin, but we're expanding out into other territories. We're actually partnering up with local tour operators to facilitate those at the moment. But the idea is that it takes on a life of its own, and people are actually able to kind of congregate within the community and organize local events.
In the business model, you had a line that says partnerships or something like that. What does that mean? How are you going to make money on that?
In terms of B2B partnerships? Oh, well... With travel companies, for example, so we have an ever-growing number of users, right? So we're able to offer travel ancillary services. My background actually is in travel, so I had a travel insurance company and a travel tech company. So we're already partnered up with companies to provide travel ancillary services and insurance, etc., and also global tours. But the vision is very much to partner with travel firms as well to be able to book holidays as well.
That's where the money is.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, not the fee. Not the annual fee.
We've got to build a club before we can start
Yeah,
providing ancillary
fair enough,
services.
Fair enough.
Can you explain maybe a bit more about your metrics? What have you achieved? Because you say you have the signing fee, and then you have basically the homestays where you have a 12% margin. Did I get it correct? I'm trying to understand how many people or free birds do you have in your platform registered, and how many homestays or whatever booked things through your platform do you have this year or in the last years? Trying to understand, because you've been around for a while, right?
Correct, yeah. So the current Freebird Club launched this year, but there was a Freebird Club pre-pandemic. So Peter, the founder of Freebird Club, generated Freebird Club in 2017. It grew to a few thousand members and did around about 700 homestays. And then the pandemic hit, and the idea of older people going to stay in each other's homes was kind of the worst business idea in the world. So the whole thing kind of stopped for a little while. And then post-pandemic, it was kind of given a new lease of life, and it joined the Founders Factory Accelerator program in the UK. So the new Freebird Club, which launched this year, has really only just started with homestays. They've only just gone live. So we've done like a handful of homestays through the new platform, maybe 5, something along those lines. We have around about 600 active users that are paying at the moment through 600 through the new system so far.
To add to that answer, a little bit of context is that the current version has more functionality than what it originally had, with an added layer of extra communication between the users. So we provide a messaging system, and we're in the process of delivering a forum-like thread to show internal usage to the external user to increase trust into the platform and increase our pipeline.
How are you planning to work on the storytelling, which, I mean, should be a great asset, brand asset, actually, that you should have, and how are you planning to have any impact metrics? Because I see so much of amazing narrative to be, used as an asset of the brand. Just curious if you can elaborate on that.
Yes, so obviously, as you've correctly pointed out, there is a degree of trust that needs to go into our user before they're onboarded. So we're looking at several different ways to increase the trust in that narrative. At the moment, we have a set of testimonials and ambassadors. We've just recently onboarded a lady in South Africa called Janine that has a in the millions readership for an online magazine that are building that trust into our brand. On top of that, we're looking to create a new set of narrative, because while we market towards 50 plus at the moment, we're looking to create a gifting mechanism so that younger generations provide that initial membership fee. We're launching it hopefully this Christmas on a lifetime basis, and that creates another layer of trust on top of the narrative that we already have via testimonials. And we have both written and video testimonials that we host onto our website to build that degree of trust. We have an entire section about us and the narrative that goes behind the Freebird on our website.
We also have, through the investment through Nesta, who are an impact investor, we have a kind of a program based around exactly that, the measurable results. So they have a fairly kind of rigid kind of structure with regard to the things that are being measured, and that's quality of life improvement, number of homestays, in the average revenue per host, et cetera, et cetera. There's a whole bunch of different things that are being kind of monitored on a kind of quarterly basis moving forward.
One question on the current usage. I mean, one of the key things in this club/social network is recurrence and daily active users, weekly active users, monthly active users. How does that correlate with the current signups? And I guess the second question is just to confirm that from your slide, you get like a five-ish kind of euros per year of revenue per sign-up, which seems low.
No, actually. So we have a pay-as-you-wish model. It can be anything from €1 to €100, and at the moment the average is 35.
35. But you say there are 80K sign-ups for a 300K ARR, which seems a little bit off.
So there's a difference between sign-ups and what we actually convert to paying users.
Okay.
So as you can imagine, there's quite a large interest in this from the elderly community or the older community, but there also is a step that they have to take to get from signing up, which is basically just having a general account, to being a fully verified member, because it's very important for us to handle the security side of this. So in order to become a fully fledged member and a fully verified member, somebody has to actually verify their email address, verify their telephone number, pay a certain amount, and upload a photo ID. So there's a number of steps.
What's that conversion ratio?
6% at the moment. Yeah, it was around about 2 when we first started. The target is 20. We're at around about 6 at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How many times have you heard AI in this week, in the past week? AI, like the word. The next startup is named Offtrip. and they have an AI tool for travel websites.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nico, and I'm here to introduce you to Offtrip, which is the AI tool that we're sure will revolutionize travel websites around the world. So let's start from the problem. It generally takes the average Joe around 840 hours and over 50 websites visited nowadays for them in order to plan their leisure dream trip. Out of these 50 websites, the most common ones are travel agencies and inspirational/institutional websites. Those have a lot of problems, but lately, offline experiences, poor content that is generally displayed also in a poor way because it's generally in a blog way. It's not very UX friendly. There's not a lot of personalization, and the timings are very long, leaving our poor Joe generally in a situation where he doesn't really understand how the destination might fit really its idea of a trip, which is why we developed Offtrip. Offtrip is an integratable AI software which allows its users to digitally explore a destination based on their interest, select what they wish to see, and then instantly download a full itinerary made by AI, obviously. All of this is possible thanks to the integration of AI and thanks to the development that we did with local DMCs of a personal database, which is very extensive. How it works is very easy. We can divide it in 3 steps. First one being interest selection, so the user actually gets to choose, I want to see local culture, architecture, deserts, wildlife, whatever. They get then to access a map of the destination that is really populated with attractions that are made to measure for him based on the interest that he selected. He then gets to choose what he wishes to see and can download a full trip itinerary. Currently, we're in stage 1 out of the 3 stages that we wanted to reach. Stage 1 obviously is being MVP. And we do want to allow travel agencies, which are actually one of our customers, to edit the trips that AI provides, quote them and sell them. And also we want to integrate booking engines inside the platform to provide the user with a choice of, for instance, which hotel, which airline, whatever he wants to do in order to put the package all together. The market that we are facing is not huge, but it's not small either. It's worth approximately 10 billion a year. And the traction, however, is not at the moment very good because we just finished developing the product 2 weeks ago. So obviously it's very hard for us to have a traction, but we are in advanced talks with over 15 customers. And we have proof of concept that is coming from our B2C, which is the model that we had before, where we generated last year around 300,000 euros of sales using exactly the same platform. So we know it works, we know people like it. The team is currently composed of 4 people, all covering a different aspect of the organizational spectrum and all especially passionate about travel. We know we're a good basis, let's say this way, to the future team that will come. The financial plan that we have also is pretty sound because we have low costs. We're not promising billions, but we know it's sound. We know we can get a good revenue. And the ask that I have for you guys today is that of, well, first of all, introduction to key potential customers, which is the most difficult thing to get, to kickstart the collaboration, mentors that are passionate about the product, and obviously I would lie if I didn't say that we're obviously looking for pre-seed investors to join the team when the time is right. Thank you very much.
I guess it's very early, but your go-to-market is go to travel agencies and sell them the engine to provide that kind of experience?
Pretty much. So what we did, actually a month ago was the last one, was we go to fairs, travel fairs. They're highly populated with people from pretty much all over. Well, travel agencies first, but then also institutional people, so ministries of tourism or whatever. Talk to them, and actually it's pretty straightforward because they're actually looking for a solution like this. Because a lot of them, we developed this coming from the B2C because one government, actually the German government, told us, you know what, we've seen the product that you have. They saw it actually at Web Summit last year. And we would love it if you had like a white label or something. So is there something that you could consider? That's what we did. We developed it. And so we know it's something they're looking for.
Have you done any trials? I mean, do you have a friendly agency that
we are integrating currently at the moment, so with 2 agencies, but the main target being, I think at the beginning, are institutional website, not as much travel agencies, because travel agencies are more interested in converting, obviously, the trip, rather than just offering that. Institutional websites are more interested in highlighting to their customers, to their visitor, what really the their country, it can be a city, it can be a country, it can be a whatever, offers, and how to spread the tourism as well. Not everyone goes to Lisbon and Porto, but there's a lot of things to see. Sure. So with travel websites, in general, it's a monthly fee. Obviously, we try to start with as low as possible and then raise it as much as possible. And it changes also. There's not a fixed fee because obviously if we're integrating maybe the city of Lisbon, the price is going to be lower if we integrate the full country of Saudi Arabia, for instance. So we kind of range from a low of 500, 600 a month to a high of, at the moment, we're in negotiation with a country for 4,500 a month.
Do you have different price tags for institutional and partners like City Hall or agency?
Yeah, so with agencies, the thing is that we want to really start working with them. So our goal at the moment is not really to monetize on a monthly fee with them. And we do want to introduce another fee with them, which is on conversion, right? Which is, I think, how for us it would be easier to sell the product. So we go to them and tell them, listen, you can integrate it for free. We take care of the integration. However, every trip that is sold on your platform, we take 10%.
And how are you capturing the referral fees? Because you're actually pointing out towards the partners. How are you capturing that value?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
The population that you were speaking, the populated map that you were showing, you're suggesting a lot of...
The market, this one?
No, the other one, with the map. I think, yeah.
Oh, this one. Oh, how we're populating the database, right?
Yeah. Are those partners or just sightseeing places?
No, these are all attractions, actually. So things to see during the country. And this is one of the main competitive advantages that we have, because all of this was developed, firstly, actually, for the B2C, and was developed by ourselves. It takes a lot of time, in collaboration with local DMCs. So for every country that we have, and currently we have 33, we partner with at least 3 to 4 DMCs in every country to develop really an extensive list, which we do not want to be overwhelming, right? So the goal is really to differentiate from a TripAdvisor or Google, one of these big guys.
With the curatorship.
Sorry?
With the curatorship of that. So what I'm trying to understand is that, are those sightseeings or are you actually referring a potential sale?
No. These are sightseeings. This is sightseeing. Yeah, this is sightseeing. Really, you get to understand. It's really a dynamic map made to measure for you, like Lonely Planet guide personalized for you.
Okay.
Can you explain a bit more the curated side of that? How do you validate every sightseeing?
Of course, yeah. That's why we have.
That's a lot of work and therefore a lot of cost.
Of course.
Before getting a full destination prepared.
Of course. So we start obviously with a good basis because we have 33 developed by ourselves. But the thing is that we validate with local partners. So local DMCs, as I mentioned, we have partners in every destination that we go. We give them first a list of the places that we selected, and they tell us, listen, this one is not good. You're missing this. Remove that, whatever. And that's how we really make sure that the list is really valid. Again, we're not planning on putting everything we can inside the map. We're only planning on putting off the beaten path attractions that people do not know a lot, and obviously all the must-sees and everything that fits the interest that the customer can select.
And then how much you pay to all these people you have in all the destinations?
We don't. That's the cool part. Because since we started with the B2C, the concept for them is that they're helping us develop a destination that we're then going to sell trips to. So that's the full concept of the B2B. Of the B2C, sorry, my bad.
Sorry, I missed it. I was writing here. The business model, what is it?
The business model is a monthly fee at first for the institutional websites, and then a commission on sold trip for travel agencies.
Okay.
Which is pretty, I think, straightforward.
So you were already working on this before, right?
Yeah.
And now you're kind of pivoting to a new product?
Exactly.
Why did you do that?
Well, B2C, as you probably guys know much better than I do, is a very expensive market, especially if you're competing on full trips against big guys. So either you have a lot of money to grow fast, otherwise it really gets difficult to people to get to know you. So even the revenue that we generated was generated because of, as you mentioned before, cheating, right? So friends of friends, etc., etc. They travel with us, they love this, and then they refer to us. But it's very, very hard to grow fast, and I don't think it's a sustainable
Yeah, you just
way
have to be
grow
careful
unless
with
you
the
have-
story because normally companies pivot from B2C to B2B. It's
Which is
like,
what-
it's not working, so let's try B2B because it's easier, but it's not easier. So, yeah, you had an ask there. What I would suggest is like talk with there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are working in this area before AI.
Okay.
Now with AI, everything changed a little bit, but I think the problem is not the product. The problem is how the ecosystem works, how the market works. And I think people who are hustling in that area, they have a lot of very valuable feedback. I
Awesome.
think you get more valuable feedback from those entrepreneurs than from investors.
Perfect. And would you have any referrals on that?
Yeah, I know
Awesome.
a
I'll
few
talk to you
people in
later.
Portugal, yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Imagine it's over, the pitching session. So now we have a break, but before that, thank you everyone for presenting your startups, and thank you for the jury for the amazing questions and the way you asked what really needed to be asked. We have a coffee break outside, so don't miss the pastel de nata. And for the jury, I'm sorry you don't have anything. I'm kidding. It's a joke. My team is amazing. They thought of everything. And there is some sugar coming your way too, okay? So see everyone in 30 minutes. I'll kindly ask you to leave the room so the jury can stay and deliberate, okay? Thank you. Obrigada. everyone. Welcome back. How are you feeling? How was the food? Is anyone nervous? Yeah. So the food was good, and there are some nervous people around. Who is happy? Okay. Is anyone in Lisbon for the first time? Yeah. What do you think of Lisbon?
I love it.
You want to stay? Nice, you are very welcome to stay. We always love to welcome people. But we also love to appreciate the people that we have together and the people we have with us. That's why I would like to start by thanking AV Connection team, because they are supporting us in our very event we do. And a round of applause for them, please. They are the ones making sure that we have pictures, that we are live on YouTube, and that everything is connected and that you can hear me. I know. Yeah. I would also like to thank 351 Portuguese Startup Association, the main community in Portugal for startups and founders. And I would also like to thank, let me check. I'm kidding. Escola de Hotelaria e Turismo de Lisboa for hosting our event and for having us today. So a round of applause for them to make sure that they can come next time. And to announce the outstanding performance for the day, I would like to invite to the stage Turismo de Portugal. Welcome, Sérgio, Senior Director of Turismo de Portugal.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to our school. This is actually one of the 12 schools that we have around the country. And here we also produce talent. And it gives me a lot of pleasure to come to schools, because these programs bring talent to our industry, and that's the main goal that we want from these projects. Generating ideas and making them available for our industry to actually grow. And that's why we believe, I think we are in the 6th year of this initiative, and since the beginning, and I have to thank Antonio, Marta, and all the team from Fábrica de Startups to be with us since day one. And I believe the quality of the programs is always high, and I have to thank you all also for being available to share with us your experiences, your views, your disruption of an industry. We have ideas, I would say, covering all stages, and I truly believe that most of them are going to be viable products and transforming the industry, because that's one thing that we need, which is still a traditional industry in a lot of senses. Success sometimes doesn't help to embrace change, and that's one thing that we have to build. That's our responsibility from our side. But thank you very much for participating in this program, and please stay connected. We will organize definitely, because I think the value of these products, these programs also deserve that. We have to organize and bring the industry in a specific event where they will be challenged with transformations and disruptions in the industry. That's our role. So this is our part of the agenda. And my word is to say thank you. Now I think I have to pass to the next floor, because everyone is looking for who's the winners. I think you are all winners. Stay connected with us. We are more than happy, and I would like to call on stage my colleague, Cristina Salsinha, which has been following you since day one in the program. Thank you. And my final word is, we are, as a tourism board, we are pretty much engaged in making your ideas and transferring them to our industry. So happy to connect with you and to connect you with the industry. Feel free to use our contacts, and please be engaged. For the ones that the first time in Lisbon, well, there is always a second time. For the ones that are regulars, please keep coming. You're welcome to our country, and we're glad for you to choose us as a destination. So thank you from our side, really from our heart, for the quality of the proposals that you put on the table. Now, the floor is yours.
Yeah, well, we share the floor. Don't leave. Well, just before announcing the outstanding performance pitch, I heard that the jury, it was difficult for the jury. It was a difficult decision. There were three startups on the run, I think. But well, just one can be the winner. And the winner is Deliverback. Congratulations. You have the prize here.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. It's a real honor to be here.
Congratulations once more.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And just let me, sorry, go ahead.
No, I basically want to take my side and thank everyone for making this experience truly helping us grow as a company, personally as well. I've learned so much. The level of the participating startups was really high, so I really feel honored for this award. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can I just add that, and I think it's also, we think it's also important to let you know who were the two also runners at the top 3, and it was Galvendi and also Wine Tourism. So also congratulations to you guys. And I think this is just the beginning, right? So we still keep contacting it with you, and I think we have great opportunities to work with you, helping you to reach the industry. So once more, congratulations to you all. Thank you.
One final word, because it was my failure. Thank you for the jury for being available to be with us today and discuss with the startups the project, I think, and a very nice discussion also. So best of luck for you guys for your projects, and looking forward to seeing you helping our companies here back in Portugal. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for the jury. Congratulations to the winners and to everyone, because as I said in the beginning, we had more than 200 applications, and being in this stage today is already a huge milestone. I would like to invite everyone for a group picture, if possible. And thank you for coming. As they said, let's keep in touch, and congratulations to you all.